Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. Last week was a whole lot of fun whenever Blitz was in town, and I did TwitchCon, and I got to play the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth demo. That was a blast! I had such a good time. I really do hope that you enjoyed last week's New RPG News episode. This week, by myself, but that's fine. I'm also battling some convention crud. I think I got like an upper respiratory infection or pharyngitis or something. I'm on a Z-Pack. I went to the doctor. So hopefully I'm on the mend, but if I do sound a little bit different, that's why. So we're going to start off today going over some stories that I did cover over the week, but we do have a lot of other stuff to talk about, from some Star Ocean 2 news, to some really cool collector's editions, to a guy getting fired, and then kind of blasting out rumors and, well, actual facts about Elder Scrolls 6, if you're into Western RPGs, and something that's not RPG related, but is my childhood related, and I'm looking forward to it. First up, after 11 years, the Dragon Quest game that turned into an MMO, into a JRPG cult classic, we finally get a worldwide release. Yeah, I talked about this. This is so freaking cool. We could finally be getting an English release of Dragon Quest X. This is an MMO in the Dragon Quest universe. This was originally released over 11 years ago on the Nintendo Wii, but only in Japan. It's been later ported to all sorts of other different systems, but it has still never left Japan. However, Square Enix Asia did post some trailers, one in Korean and then one in Chinese, showing that they are going to be translating it into different languages. But if you know anything about, the Asian region, there are English-speaking territories there. And that's why Play Asia is so popular, because people import things that aren't released here in America from Play Asia because they are released in English over there. So hopefully we will be getting this one in English. Interestingly, though, this goes on to say that that the trailers were only talking about, the PlayStation and the PC as their platforms of release, but not the Nintendo Switch, which is very strange considering that it began on the Nintendo Wii. This is like a Nintendo property, essentially. So they're wondering if maybe Nintendo's going to release their own trailers and deal with their own localization and maybe pay for the localization over here in English? Who knows, but I'm totally excited for it. Talk about a gaffe, but it's a good gaffe. The character designer of Saga Frontier mentioned the Saga Frontier re-release and talked about that and basically said, yeah, it's a thing and it's probably going to be coming out in 2024. Maybe, is what they said. We first heard about this whenever the cover art was released or leaked over on Play Asia like a year or so ago, and then it's been radio silence ever since. In fact, we've never heard anything from Square Enix officially announcing this yet, but we do know that it is in development because, Tomomi Kobayashi is that character designer, and they published in their blog post, they basically said at the end of the blog, oh, that's right, it looks like Saga Frontier is maybe going to be released next year. My illustrations are in the game, I hope that you look forward to it. And then they quickly edited it, so that's no longer in there, but yeah, once on the internet, always on the internet. Now for some Star Ocean 2 news. We know that this is coming out very soon. It's coming out on the 2nd of November. And it says here that the second story, our physical Switch release, seems to require at least a 3 GB download. That is unfortunate. This story comes from Reddit. A user there announced that the pre-order of the game shipped early from Walmart, and then they showed the box of it, and it says, the front of the box art states that a download is required, which according to the Reddit user is at least 4.1 gigs. The back of the box states that at least 3 gigabytes is needed. So it's not going to be playing straight from the cartridge. You will have to do a download. And it also says that Square Enix has not yet officially commented on this matter. So that is unfortunate, but we do have some good news about Star Ocean 2 as well. This is neat. We have a new launch trailer, which I'm playing right above me, and this talks about a new game plus. Man, for a game that has like 80 frickin' endings, I am so happy that there's a new game plus. It really needs it. This goes on and on and on about all these characters who I'm just scrolling through because I don't care. When I've played this game a billion times 25 years ago, I don't need to go over all these characters. There's a million of them. But I do want to talk about what is brought over in the new game plus. Oh my god, here it is finally. Good lord. That says, once you beat the game, you can select the new game plus for the title screen if you have a save file after you beat the final boss, and this allows you to carry over plenty of things. I'm going to talk about what does carry over and what does not carry over. So the things that do carry over is your level, your SP, BP, and skill levels, the acquisition and upgrade status of your skills, all of your weapons, armors, and accessories, your gold, your key items, and all other items, the friendship levels of each character, as well as the completion rate of all the encyclopedias. The things that do not carry over, which makes total sense to me, is the unlock status of fast travel points. I mean, you don't want to be warping to the end of the game right at the very beginning. The centered acquisition status, that's essentially your airship of the game, so obviously you can't have that right at the beginning. Your private action progress, which is nice so you can redo those, and that'll allow you to get different characters. Like certain characters are only acquired in certain private actions. It'll also allow you to unlock different endings, because various endings are also unlocked during private actions. All the treasure chests that you've gotten, so you can reopen all those chests. Any key items are related to the story and story progress. The status of your pickpocket usage, because every time that you pickpocket, that friendship value goes down, and also which arts and spells are equipped. This is super interesting. It says a random .hack website is counting down to February of 2024. It just says a website has surfaced that appears to be counting down to something involved with the .hack universe. The site was discovered by a Reddit user and then posted on the .hack subreddit. It shows a countdown timer that will end on February 29th, 2024 against hexagons floating in the background. Currently, no recent announcements or teasers have been announced by either the .hack developer or by Bandai Namco. And it says that GoDaddy, the domain provider, had re-registered the website this week, suggesting that it is of private use. Then they go on to say this. I didn't know this. This is interesting. It says, last year, Bandai Namco hosted a live stream to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the series. The event had some live performances, and the CEO of CyberConnect 2, who is the developer of the .hack series, told the Bandai Namco rep that a new project was in the works. So, we do have some confirmation that there is a new project in the works. This isn't just some guy playing a joke on .hack people or anything like that. This is something that we do need to follow, that we do need to keep an eye on. We have a new trailer for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, talking about the Happy Resort Dondoko Island. This is a optional area that unlocks during Chapter 6. It's like a little, I don't know, resort island or whatever, where you can play like mini games or whatever. So this is part of the long-running Yakuza series, which is now known as Like a Dragon, but because this one does star Ichiban, this one has turn-based battling and a job system. So yeah, if you've been kind of like me and being like, yeah, Yakuza looks interesting, but, you know, it's kind of, sandboxy in action, and you want to play it, well, you can play this one as well as Like a Dragon because they're both turn-based. In this interview, we have some details about the combat system. It says, what improvements have you made to the RPG combat system? Are there additional ability characters can learn now? First of all, you can move before choosing your command, adjust the effect by distance, and change the direction of your attack, among other things. Also, out of specific jobs for Kiryu, there is a mode that allows you to attack the enemy with action controls within a set time. It says the job system for Like a Dragon was amazing. How are you working to improve it for Infinite Wealth? There'll be a few jobs returning from Yakuza Like a Dragon, but this time you can unlock new jobs through activities in Hawaii. For jobs, with characters being able to move, as I mentioned before, abilities are extremely unique and it has more strategical aspects to them. So that looks really, really interesting. I am so looking forward to this. Yakuza Like a Dragon was one of my favorite games. Was fantastic, and I highly recommend it, and I cannot wait to follow more of Ichiban's adventures. Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail expansion has a new job, the Viper, as well as Final Fantasy XI and 14 crossovers, and even more stuff was announced. The open beta test is set for mid-January through February right now. This was announced back at the FanFest in London last week. I'm going to go through the new information summary, and if I butcher anything, I'm very sorry, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to just not even pronounce anything because it's ridiculous. The new job, the Viper, is a close-range fighter using two one-handed blades that can be combined to a single two-handed weapon. There's a new city, which is the seat of the federal nation-state governing Tural, located in the northern reaches. There's new areas. A tropical region replete with myriad rivers, streams, and waterfalls, and the arid region spanning vast rain-starved plains which across a railroad is being constructed. A new allied tribe, the Moblins, a people residing in the jungles who bear a strong resemblance to the goblins with whom they share common ancestry. A new threat called the Eliminator, a new alliance raid, echoes of Vanadal crossover series with Final Fantasy XI, and a new limited job planned for release in the latter half of the patch 7 series. They're also increasing the level cap from 90 to 100, and it says right now that they're having multiple new jobs as well as multiple new dungeons too, but I guess they are only announcing this one job here. So yeah, some interesting Final Fantasy XIV news. Yeah, I just kind of quit trying to even pronounce anything because everybody just yells at me every time I try to pronounce anything, because God forbid I just give it my honest college try. I'll just ignore it from now on. Anyway, more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth news. We have a bonus things that are coming on in if you have the remake save file. You don't get to carry over your stats, your levels, or anything else like that, but you do get bonuses for having that clear save data. It says here that, where am I looking at? It says, okay, for those who have Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode Intermission save data on their PS5 storage, they'll gain access to either Leviathan or the Ramos Summon Materia as a bonus over in Rebirth. So that's pretty nice. And then it also says right here some information about Rebirth. It says in terms of length, just doing the main story alone will take about 40 to 50 hours to complete, but according to him, the game has a ton of side content and places to explore, which I do believe after playing it myself. He added there's actually more side content here than there is main story content. Wow. I mean, especially because Golden Saucer and just the world map, it's massive. For completionists who try to do everything, dig deep and explore the world and find everything, the game's length will easily be about 100 hours. Additionally, regarding the 7 Rebirths open world, he stated that unlike Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it won't be a go anywhere you want, do anything you want style of game from the very beginning. It will obviously eventually open up. You know, you're on the Midgar continent first, then you go over to Yunnan, then you take the boat over to Costa del Sol, and you do all that until you eventually open up more modes of transit. So that makes complete, total sense to me, and I, for one, am happy because I'm kind of over the whole open world all the time thing. I like a little linearity in my RPGs. I like a nice story, and you can only tell a story like that whenever you have a linear progression system. Now for some pretty cool purchases that we got going on here. This is for Super Mario RPG, but it's only available in England. It is not available anywhere else, and I'm so upset about it. I cannot even stand it. If anybody over there is in England and is feeling generous and would like to buy this for me and send it to me because I tried to purchase it myself and it wouldn't let me, I would be forever thankful to you. Basically, you can buy Super Mario RPG physically, and it comes with this Geno keychain, and it comes with an acrylic standee as well, and a pin set bundle too, all for £55. And it looks like it's such a good deal as far as I'm concerned. It looks fantastic, it looks great. And that Geno keychain, it looks like it's a 3D Geno. It's not just like, you know, a little 2D Geno, which is so cool and so nice. I don't understand why this isn't available worldwide. Why is this only in England? I don't even think it's in the rest of Europe. I went to the shipping, and it was the United Kingdom, Guernsey, and Jersey, which I believe are just islands off the coast of England. And like, it wouldn't ship anywhere else, and I'm like, what is the deal? Why can't we get this? I'm so upset about it. It brought me back to the Tales of Arise Hoodle edition fiasco all over again, where they got that great Hoodle edition and I couldn't get that either, and I'm so upset about it. Something that those of us in America can get, though, although I already spent $50 on my copy when it first came out, is Tales of Arise. If you want the PS4 version of the game in time for the DLC that is coming out next month, you can pick that up at GameStop for $5 brand new. You cannot beat this price. One of the best games in the entire Tales series, and here it is handed to you on a silver platter for $5. If you haven't bought this game yet, what are you doing? Get out there and buy this immediately. I always love going over cool collector's editions, and this is for Coffee Talk, episode 1 and 2, the double bundle shot. This is $150, but oh my gosh, do you get a lot of stuff with this. It's kind of ridiculous. This is a visual novel where you own like a coffee shop, and people come on in, you talk about the problems, and it's not just people, there's elves and aliens and succubi and vampires and all that kind of stuff. And this has Coffee Talk, as well as the sequel, Coffee Talk 2. And it has the physical copy of each game, a bundle-exclusive coffee mug, a bundle-exclusive embroidered patch, an acrylic standee with 6 changeable cafe goers, a double-sided tote bag, mini comical collection, a tea towel, 2 wooden charms, memo pad featuring characters from the game, a sticker sheet with 11 stickers and another one with 9 stickers, a soundtrack download card for each game, and a collector's edition box. And this just became available, and it's so much stuff. Like, I can't believe how much stuff is in there if you're a fan of visual novels and these coffee shop games like that. Then there's also Coffee Shop Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly Collector's Edition. This one's $100, and this one was just stocked as well. The last one is really running out of stock. I contacted the developers, and they said there's not a whole lot of this one left, but there is more of this one available, so that's why I wanted to go over both of them. This one includes the physical copy of the game, the acrylic standee with 6 changeable cafe goers, the double-sided tote bag, mini comic collection, tea towel, wooden charm, memo pad, the sticker sheet with 11 stickers, the soundtrack download code, and a collector's edition box as well. Both of these are pre-orders right now and expected to ship by November of this year. So if these look interesting to you and you want to pick them up, these are very, very limited time editions right now. Petty, party of one, your table is ready. The Elder Scrolls 6 has an ex-employee developer giving first gameplay details. It looks like this is Bruce Naismith, and he is an ex-developer. We don't know if he was fired or quit or laid off or whatever, but he be pissed. So he's giving some information about what the Elder Scrolls 6 will be like. And he answers this question right here. It says, The Elder Scrolls 6 will likely use the same magic and level up system that Skyrim had, tasking players with using skills to increase their level. Skyrim featured a level up system that required players to use skills to level them up, a departure from the common level up point on a skill tree system that many games today use. This included anything from sneaking to using shields, and the system was generally popular with fans. Naismith went on to suggest that the next Elder Scrolls game may feature a magic system more akin to Skyrim than Oblivion. Oblivion kept strong magics gated in late game, something that Skyrim dialed back on. This would allow gamers to have an easier time accessing the stronger magic in the earlier stages of casting. So this game just went into full development very recently because Starfield was just released. So now they're really focusing on this. So yeah, this is kind of interesting if you are into these games. Whenever I get into Western developed RPGs, I really have to get into like the big ones to really get into it. And I have played Skyrim, I have played Dragon Age, I've played Oblivion, and I've played some Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So I do dabble over on the dark side every once in a while. And now for a final story of the day, something from my childhood back whenever I was a kid. Super Mario Bros. 3 Remake is rumored to be in talks over at Nintendo. I loved this game. I want to say it came out whenever I was probably like in 4th grade, I would imagine. I remember we were the first kids on the block to have it, and my brother, in all of his wisdom, decided to bring it, box and instruction manual and everything, everything in his backpack, and then he took it out on the bus, and then it went all the way up and down the rows of the bus, and I'm over there freaking out, like, what the hell are you doing? Oh my god. But it did come back to us, and it wasn't ruined. Well, the box was kind of ruined, but the game itself and everything else came back to us, finally, because I was thinking that these kids were going to destroy it or throw it out the window in jealousy or do something, little shithead kids, but they didn't, thank God. Anyway, I love Super Mario Bros. 3. It's one of my favorite entries in the series because it has so many different jobs, I guess, for Mario, or different powers. He is the raccoon, he has the fire flower, he is the shoe, you know, he is the Takuni suit, he is the frog suit. There's the different worlds, the giant world and the sky world and the desert world and everything. I really like Super Mario Bros. 3, so I am really, really excited about this. Yeah, it says released in 1990 in North America, so I was 8 years old whenever this came out. And I know it's not an RPG, but it's my childhood, and yeah, this is just a leak, it's just a rumor right now, we don't know because Nintendo is very tight-lipped, but hopefully this will come to fruition, especially after Mario Bros. Wonder sold so well, which is also 2D. So that's it for this week's RPG news, as well as Mario 3 news, because why not? Let me know what you guys enjoyed the most, let me know what you're most excited about, let me know if there's any news stories out there that you know of that I haven't talked about yet, anything that you would like for me to talk about, let me know, and as always, have a good day.